Hey guys, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Amber, and in today's video, we will actually be doing a garage sale flip. My dad found this for me for $5 at a garage sale. So if you guys like to see before and afters and you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that little button and that bell notification. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, here is the little antique cabinet I'll be working on today. It does look like this has been refinished at least once before. It has a pretty high gloss finish on it, and also you'll see that in the inside of the cabinet, they put some paneling and a really thick piece of plywood for the bottom and sides. So I'll be removing that to get it all cleaned up. Okay, so I start by first removing the drawer and all the hardware. I am taking the hinges and everything off the doors. With old pieces like this, it is good to like tape them together and label which hinge they go to so that they can go back into place. They can kind of be difficult to put back on sometimes. And here you can see where they put that paneling and the sides, and you can also see that there's some white paint runs from the top. So this had been painted before, I'm assuming, and then the really thick piece of plywood on the bottom. So next I'm going to remove all of that, and this did take quite a bit of work. I think it took me probably like 20 minutes to remove all of this out of there. Once I had everything removed, I took my heat gun and a metal scraper to heat up any of that glue and those little pieces of wood that was still stuck on there to remove them from the back. Then once everything was fully removed, I gave it a really good clean with some non-dish soap, and I used this scrubby brush to make sure I could get into all the little crevices. I personally feel like part of the charm and the character on these little antique cabinets is the way that it's built in the inside frame that you can see, which is why I removed all of that wood that they covered it up with. I'm now going in with some clean strip stripper, and I'm trying to strip off as much of that white paint as I can to help clean it up. I went in with the plastic putty scraper and it didn't really do much, so I went in with a scrub brush next, and I followed that up with some steel wool and some afterwash until I could get as much as I possibly could off.
Present now is my past, so lost in a familiar place, while everybody's moving on, and I try to keep up with the pace, but I don't know what's going on, and it feels like I'm running backwards all the time.
Using that same clean stripper, I will be stripping the finish off of the top of this so I can apply a new stain to it.
Everybody seems to know
After everything was dry from the stripper, I went in with my sander and worked my way up from a 120 to a 240 grit to remove any leftover finish and to get everything nice and smooth. I then went in with a coat of Minwax pre-stain wood conditioner and I just brushed that on with a foam brush. I let it sit on there for about 10 minutes and then I wiped the excess off with a paper towel.
You're the wave that will carry me. Now you see, it feels like I'm running back.
I then went in with Minwax in Special Walnut and applied that with a foam brush as well. I let that sit on there for a few minutes and then wiped it back. I did do 2 coats of this stain to get the dark color that I wanted. I found a piece of scrap wood in the garage and I cut that down to size on my table saw to make the new bottom for the inside of the cabinet. Then using the same stain that I used for the top, I applied that to that piece of wood that I had cut.
Got a lot of choices. I got a lot of ways that I can.
I'm going to be using the color Ravenswood by Shackteau Interiors, and this is milk paint. It comes in a powder form, and you mix it up to a 1-to-1 ratio. You want to mix a little bit less than you think you would need because this does actually need to be refrigerated since it does contain milk. After you have it all stirred up, you want to cover it and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes to thicken up. I then went in and using my zebra square brush, I started brushing on the first coat. Milk paint is really unpredictable. Sometimes you can get a really chippy finish, sometimes it won't chip at all. This is only the second time that I have used milk paint. The first time I used it, I didn't get any chipping whatsoever. You'll have more luck getting chipping if you put it on a shinier surface. So I did not scuff sand or anything on this piece. I also didn't use any wood filler because I wanted to just kind of leave everything as is to try to get that chippy look.
I don't need my eyes to see what lies behind that wooden door.
After the first coat dried, I did end up with a little bit of chippiness. If you get that, you want to just leave it and you want to immediately just go in with your next coat over the top of it. Don't try to sand it back in between. I did do a total of 2 coats on this. And then this is what it looked like after the second coat was fully dry. After you're done with all your coats, you want to go in with a sanding block or a piece of sandpaper in a high grit. I'm using, I believe it's a 240, and just sand your entire piece, and that will knock off any of the areas that are chipping or anything like that.
Almost a bit holy, an ocean that I will make it.
And then here's what that same side looked like after I was all done with the sanding block. Once I was done painting and sanding, I was ready to put the new bottom in that I cut and stained, and I just used a little bit of Gorilla Glue and then set it into place. I then decided to use Howard's Restore Finish in the color Walnut, and I just put this on a paper towel and I'm applying it to the inside where I had stripped and sanded that old paint off, just to try to bring some color and life back to the wood. To protect the top, I am using Minwax polyacrylic in a satin finish, and I am applying this with a foam brush. I did a total of 2 coats of this to the top of the cabinet.
Now and how you are. I know it's been so long, but I remember everything.
To seal in my paint, I am using the new Mélange Board and Boot Quenching Balm, and I am applying this with the Ellis wax brush. This is made of hemp oil and beeswax, and you can use it to seal paint, condition bare wood. You can also use it to condition leather and vinyl surfaces as well. And I did apply this over the top of where I used the Howard's Restore Finish. Then after you're done applying your balm, you just wipe back any excess with a microfiber cloth. And then I went back the next day and wiped it back again and gave it a nice little buff just to get anything else off. And then it just had a really nice subtle sheen to it. This can also be applied with a rag, and like I'm showing, I'm applying it right over that stained board that I applied as the new bottom. All right, and before we get into the final reveal, let's take a look back and remember what we started with here with this little antique oak cabinet.
I did my best to carry on, and though it's been so long.
And here is the final reveal. Let me know in the comments below, have you guys tried milk paint? What are your feelings on milk paint? It's definitely not something that I use all the time.
Love, it doesn't come by itself so easily. Love, you have got to give to get, you see.
As always, if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to leave those below as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next weekend.